Listen up, Rangers. Look at the geek chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Ernest.
My shirt's lifting up. Also, I made a kaiju girl. Yeah. Might make a video. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, she definitely deserves a video.
She
is stacked up front. And
it's one of those, like, I wanted to do it just to see if I could, and then I might do a video of how I made it and do another one. Not this one in particular, but a different style. Because I think she's actually really cheap to get for a bootleg. But it's a, it was a Supersonica.
Would I pay like $2 for her? Yeah, I paid $2.
You got like 2 of them, and I think it was like $10 total. So.
Well, no, it was like the tanned one was the special edition. That one was like expensive.
Oh. You know, I'd probably just like I kind of want to get a few of them just to make to make things, because even I could be like sell one for like, depends how much the vinyl is. Like that one, if I had to sell it, would probably be somewhere like 50, 60.
Because the vinyl.
Because the shin's a little more pricey.
Yup.
I do have one I'm actually going to kit bash a different.
Anyways, what we're doing.
Anyways, getting back on track. Leslie Chamber posted a challenge, if you will, to a bunch of Godzilla YouTubers. I don't quite consider us a Godzilla YouTuber, but we do like ourselves some Godzillas here, and also figure.
My favorite Godzilla of all times, dude.
I do want that as a Godzilla. Like that's the one. Like if someone can make me a custom of that and actually like
favorite Godzilla ever, right here.
We could do this. Plus, like I'm wearing Godzilla here, but we do a lot of stuff. But Figure Mania brought it up to us, so I figure we would give it a try, a go, if you will. Of top 10 favorite giant monster battles in general. For this list, the top 10 isn't going to be in any particular order, because for me, especially with the battles, it's more or less what I feel like.
Yeah,
is how the battle's going to be. Because it's more like what I'm in the mood for. It's not like the movies where like I enjoy certain things about them, so it's easy for me to rank.
Yeah.
While the battle is just like, I kind of want to see this happen. But most of these are fairly nostalgic battles.
Spoiler.
So I'm not going to say all of them are great, but they gave me feels.
Spoiler alert. Number 1.
Oh, just spoiler alert in general, because these are fights.
Number 1. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah from Planet Godzilla.
No, we weren't doing Planet Godzilla.
Where he lifts him.
No,
that
wasn't a part of the agreement. We're not talking. Those didn't happen. We're not worrying about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Godzilla, Planet Godzilla versus City. Oh wait, Mechagodzilla, right?
Alright, technically we were going to talk about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the final fight between Godzilla and Ghidorah. Originally because Mothra dies in it, so we had some way to tie that into what we usually talk about. But it's actually a good fight.
It is.
This is one of the ones, like, I know we weren't ranking them, but it would have been lower anyways. Because, like, I like the movie, and there's cool stuff that happens in the fight, but the problem with the fight personally is it's almost just background for what's going on. So there's stuff happening while the battle's happening.
Yeah, and that's what...
Unlike the previous one, where at least, like, when the fights are happening, you kind of get to see it.
Well, like, that's what I appreciated about this one, is because there was 2 plots going at once, and they were switching between the plots. It would hop in between the battle, and then the battle will be in the background while the human story was going on.
Yeah, and it's not a bad fight per se. Like, it's still, like, really entertaining for me. That's a lot of cool sequences that happen in it, especially, like, the Mothra diving down on the Ghidorah. You also have that fight happening in the background.
Yeah.
Godzilla fighting, Godzilla get dropped from the hemisphere, and then the whole nuclear burning Godzilla moment. It's all epic. But for number 9, I kind of like this fight a little more, but I think a lot of this for me is just more of like, it brings back memories of going to see it in the theater and like everybody getting super excited when stuff's happening during this fight. It is the 2014 fight between Godzilla and the female Muta, in particular. And a lot of that is pretty much like the Godzilla roar, like everybody's like clapping in the theater, we're all excited, gives you that goosebumps, so you get to hear that sick roar. Also, the first time you get to see how the beam effect is going to work, and just like charging up the tail.
In her mouth.
Spit in her mouth part, like it's all so good. But I remember just like the beam going up.
Yeah.
And when it blasted, everybody's just clapping, cheering, you get the goosebumps. And again, it's not even like a great fight, because only like... not much really happens. It's pretty much like scenes. But it did so much for me watching that
Definitely.
movie. Plus, it was a nice payoff to pretty much the slow burn of the rest of the movie, which I like, but I understand where people are coming from.
Yet again, these are not in any specific order, but the next one.
This is the only two I would mainly rank one above the other. But
next one is one of my favorites. People always keep asking me, why does Arnaz like Gamera so much? It's because of this fight scene. Gamera versus Minya. He just beats him. Okay? I can't stand Minya.
Although Minya does get the upper hand by using the seesaw and growing and then sends Gamera flying. Which I always thought was kind of funny.
Oh my god.
Where he jumps off the rock and he's like, nya, 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 nya. Godzilla says I gotta fight my own battles.
Godzilla says I'm a bitch.
Right? I don't know why you like that fight so much, but you know what?
Because
we're doing this together. I gotta let you have it.
Because you know what? He just bullies the crap out of Minya. And when I seen that, I was like, thank you. You're my hero, Gamera. From that day, it was true love.
Oh.
What else we got, Steve?
It hurts. It hurts so much inside. For number 7, I guess we'll go with one of the fights I always consider a little cheesy. But I always liked that as a kid. I'm pretty sure this is what really got me into Godzilla is this movie. Because I can't remember exactly which one I've seen, but from Godzilla vs. Megalon is the fight between Jet Jaguar and Godzilla versus Megalon and Gigan.
God, that's like the longest Godzilla battle.
It is a super long battle, which I liked for starters because it's a lot that goes on.
I remember first time watching it, I'm like,
it's got a lot of cool stuff.
Really, you guys?
It's kind of like, I would say is a little nitpick is they reuse some shots from
previous
Godzilla vs. Gigan and some of the other movies. Like, I think in terms of all the other Godzilla movies, it actually has the most stock footage out of all of them, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just like I'd always really liked it because of the runtime, and especially because of the whole kangaroo tail sliding kick. Plus the fights are entertaining. It's compared to a lot of the Godzilla stuff, it's like a wrestling match. It's like watching giant monster wrestling.
It was acceptable just for that fact.
And yeah, it's just like the tail thing is kind of won it for me. It's kind of like for the next one, I had a hard time. But actually, you know what? I'm going to go back on this. And I'm going to go with Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, King Caesar and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Jeez, okay.
I had it as Terra Mechagodzilla because I do like Titanosaurus. But
Titanosaurus is pretty cool though.
It's cool. Like it's a toss up. I feel like right now though, like I'm feeling the first iteration of the fight just because I don't know, it's just super cool. Got a lot of really nice scenes. Plus, like the first fight between him and King Caesar, and there's like the whole build up of King Caesar being like super awesome. And he's gonna stop everything, and then he like deflects the lasers with his eyes. And then they pretty much have to team up in order to take out Mechagodzilla because he's like such a foreboding monster.
You know what this list is missing, Steve?
I think it's his head ripped off. There's magnet powers.
You know what this list is missing? Which kind of sucks. Godzilla versus the Condor.
You want to see Godzilla versus Condor? Hold on a second. Here's your fight. Just yeah.
Fire beam!
Flies into the water, dies. We're good. Alright. You got your fight. You happy now?
Exactly.
Get that
How did we miss that?
Get that hot movie nonsense out.
Or Godzilla versus Abra. It's even better.
Okay, that's better because you have the beach volleyball. It's the only thing that makes that. Okay, that's why I like, like the top, like the worst Godzillas. Like that's so low for me. It's just like nothing's fun about it, except for the whole beach thing. Like that's cool.
You're missing some good opportunities for this list, man.
You hurt me.
It's my job. It's what I'm here for.
So we're on number 6.
I lost track, but yeah.
I guess we'll go with Gamera versus Legion from Gamera 2. Specifically, the second fight, the final fight, if you will. Just like for starters, those suits are flipping amazing looking.
Yeah.
easily my favorite in like pretty much all tokusatsu related monster fights. You also get like really awesome scenes, like for instance with Legion when Gamera finally actually breaks out the horns. You think everything's gonna be okay, and you get the tentacle lasers of Doom, which I made a custom of.
You know, that was probably one of the better ones you have made.
Yeah,
in your early experiment.
it's probably like the best in like it's probably the most accurate out of all.
That's a good way to look at it.
Like it's probably the one I'd actually put the least amount. Like the hardest part was just making the beams work, but it was like the easiest to make it look good.
God,
Like the Burning Godzilla I thought was
something
good. The Marvel one, if I were to do it again, I'd do it slightly differently, but I still like it. Like none of them, like I would consider them like super fantastic, but I enjoy them. They look, most of them look like at least NECA-ish good, so I'm happy. Also, Gamera shooting the fireball at the tummy.
You know what's a good battle? Should have put in some Ultraman in here. As when that guy jumps at him, Ultraman's like, just cuts him in half, and he's like,
yeah, I couldn't think of anything like Ultraman wise that I was like, hoo-ha, it's gotta be on the list, you know?
yeah. But it was pretty good though. But the only thing like that about Ultraman, it's like they're all like episodes, so everything's like forced. So it's like, you know, done.
Well, just like a lot of it, like there's some interesting stuff that happens in some of them. Like in Ginga, there's like the boxing match.
Yeah.
Like there's like they have like a ring.
There's like that Ultraman versus Godzilla, not Godzilla, you know.
Oh yeah, the Zone Fighter.
Yeah.
But anyways, for number 5.
What's number 5?
You wanted to have something on the list for it.
64?
Well, I was talking about Rebirth of Mothra. Mothra versus Death Ghidorah.
No.
Just because you get some special effects, Mothra
This
dies.
Mothra's better. It's just like...
Fine, 64.
Yeah, we'll go with yours. Go ahead.
No, we're done. 64. Mothra grabs on his tail. It's super cool, and it does the powder thing, and it dies. Protecting its egg. I maybe would have went with the silk string. God,
we should have you just
hurt my head.
like alliterate these
It
movies,
does get
Steve.
the tail though. Like there's some cool shots.
No, there's nothing cool about that. It's just only reason why I like that movie. Mothra dies. The end. There's nothing epic about
Mothra
this.
dies in all of them except for Heisei and 2 Rebirths.
No, that Ghidorah one was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's a fun fight. At least like special effects wise, it's really cool.
Yeah, because
And then we get Mothra Leo in the end.
Like I feel like that's the one they put in most effort in besides the newest one.
I would say easily out of the Rebirth Mothras, it's the most watchable
Yeah.
for like everybody. Because you get your environmental message for the kids, and it's like the kids doing stuff, and then Mothra's super adorable and lights. But it's got like enough things going on action wise that still keeps like you invested as an adult if you're at least already into giant monster stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the other ones get a little too cheesy with certain things, but that one was cool. And definitely the effects help, and Death Ghidorah is actually a really cool looking monster as well. Number 4. I guess another one we could add to is the one you wanted, which was the Gypsy Avenger versus Obsidian Fury in, I think it was the Arctic.
Yeah, the Arctic battle. That one's pretty good.
And that one's actually a really sweet fight, especially like the dual chain blades, and you find out that it's actually like Kaiju piloted. And they're like fighting above the ice and below the ice, using the missiles in pretty interesting ways.
There was varieties in it.
Yeah, it's probably, I would say, the best fight that in the movie.
Sadly.
Because I like the monster fights at the end for the most part, but it's like once the Mega Kaiju showed up, like it stopped really being a fight at that point.
Yeah, it's just dominant.
And it was just like, make my monster grow!
So many bad
that fight
decisions.
was sweet. Number 3.
1998 Godzilla versus the Bridge.
Maybe Matthew brought. Well, yeah.
No? 98 Godzilla versus the Bridge.
Guess he does, but that's not a monster fight though. The bridge ain't a monster.
It is a monster. It killed our favorite kaiju, man.
Dead.
Alright, anyways, what was number 3?
I guess we're going with Godzilla versus Space Godzilla is one of the ones we talked about. Just a lot of cool stuff. It's more or less like in the same vein as the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla fight, where it's like two other giant monster kaijus, if you will, are team up together to fight another monster. While this one you have the giant robot, but the guy doesn't like Godzilla to begin with, though. But they team up towards the end.
I like Space Godzilla because he just kidnaps kids.
Calm down, Kevin. Calm down.
You're mine in this crystal.
Right?
I'm like, calm down there. Jesus Christ, man.
It's okay. But yeah, there's a lot of cool scenes. Especially like, I actually like the fight between Id and Mogura right off the get-go. It was cool. Then Godzilla shows up and they have to work together. You had the flying crystal scenes. Godzilla gets tossed around with gravity powers.
Mogura's pretty amazing. I don't care what anybody says about Mogura.
Yeah, Mogura's neat. Like, to be honest, like, it gets a lot of crap, but I always pretty enjoyed the movies. For the fights, anyways. Because for a lot of, like, the Heisei series, the problem is it's just beam fest. There's some cool stuff, but not too much. And this movie isn't really much different, but the fight's longer.
Yeah.
And stretches out. So you get, like, the cool special effects while also being a little bit more of the runtime.
Sorry, Steve, you're not boring. I'm just tired. I worked last night.
But I did too.
You're not going to work tonight. I am.
I do go to work tonight.
What's today?
Sunday.
I lost track of my days.
I got the one day with you and what's his face?
We covered everything. Sorry, guys. We ran out of number 2. Looks like we're using Zilla versus
Hold on,
Bridge.
I'm thinking. Oh. We had a good one.
Even better.
Oh! Godzilla Reigns again. That's what it was.
Oh, my God.
Better. The second time Godzilla and Anguirus fight. Love that fight scene.
Why?
As a kid. Because it's actually like fast-paced, which you don't really get to see in too many giant monster movies. It's actually a decently length fight scene. A lot of cool stuff happens. It's also the most animalistic of most of the Godzilla fights. It's not like... It's the least like... two dudes in rubber trying to punch each other.
You know what's my favorite thing about Anguirus?
That he died.
When he's like, yeah!
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. This one he gets his throat ripped out, essentially.
I'm like, you guys are monsters. How is this acceptable? It's just like, ugh.
It's kid friendly. Just remember that. That movie's PG.
Oh
yeah. I think the camera shifted a bit.
It did when you probably shook it.
Probably. Just now.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then for number 1, I want to say for number 1 because I actually like.
In number 1 is any fight scene in the first Pacific Rim. Specifically. Specifically, knife head.
Yeah, the knife head fight. Because I think it's for that fight in particular. It's not even that long, but it's just like the first time like going into a theater that I think I've been, I guess like fully satisfied with what I was seeing on the screen.
I remember that movie came out, and Steve went to see it before me. Steve was like, Arnest, we have to go watch this. I'm like, looks stupid. He's like, no, we have to go watch this. Oh my God. I watched it 3 times after that in a movie theater.
Yeah, I watched it twice.
We watched it originally, and then I went like 3 more times. God, I love it.
Yeah, because I went to the first showing because I was pretty pumped for this. Because it was a giant monster movie and Guillermo del Toro. I was like, sold. I'll go watch it. But it's just like, with like Knifehead like coming up on the boat was cool, and then just the way it comes out, I'm like, this is what I want from a Godzilla movie right here. And it's not like a giant Euron shark thing.
Gosh.
And then Gypsy comes out, and you get the and just rises up out of the water, and then they start actually like fighting.
And then
it was just like nerdgasm. Just yeah.
And then we got Pacific Rim
done.
2. What happened?
Guillermo del Toro's what happened?
How do you guys go from 10 to
You decided
7,
to produce a
6?
mediocre scary movie?
What's that?
Scary Stories. I thought it was okay.
Where's my toe?
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Where's my toe?
Don't worry about it. It's a neat movie, but it wasn't like the best thing though. Like I thought it was gonna be scary from what everybody was telling me. I'm like, it's just all right.
Pacific Rim. Definitely, it's in my top 5 movies of all time for sure.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's number 3 for me. I feel like Aliens and Turtles beats it, but it's definitely right there. It's kind of sad too because it's like I have like how much I like Godzilla movies and stuff, and Pacific Rim beats out all of them. First one,
you can't help it, man. It's just an amazing movie.
I don't know, it's great. It's just like I enjoyed the characters, I liked the plot, the monster fights were cool. Everything looked good. The only the only design I really didn't care for in the movie as much was Raiju.
Yeah.
The crocodile-looking one. And I was like, he looks cool until he opened his mouth, and I was like, oh. What is that? It looks like a chicken.
Yeah.
Looks like a chicken dog thing as he's like swimming along. But let us know in the comment section below which monster fights are your favorite. And how wrong were we?
Oh, this list will just make people happy.
Right? And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, and current range of the deal. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.